If you're running a membership site on WordPress, something happened that you need to know about. FluentCRM just dropped version 3.0 beta and it includes something that could change your entire marketing stack. I'm going to break down what this means, plus three other big moves happening right now in the membership space. In this video, here's what we're going to cover. So, FluentCRM Beta version 3.0, and then LearnDash versus Tutor LMS, and then Circle AI Agent, and also GoHighLevel AI. So, as you can see, a lot of AI things are happening right now. If you're new to this channel, hi, I'm Danica and I run a membership ecosystem agency. We build and maintain membership sites, course platforms, and communities for clients. I work with BodyBoss, LearnDash, WP Fusion, GoHighLevel, Crocoblock, and Fluent Ecosystem daily. I recently started monitoring 29 tools in this space every single day because I got tired of finding out about those changes after my clients presented to me. So now I'm going to share what I found with you starting today. So the Fluency 3.0, if I'm gonna summarize this in one liner or something, basically they have migrated from new framework, which was Vue version 2, which was discontinued on December 2023. So of course, the longer they migrate, the harder it is to migrate. So now they are using the Vue 3, which is what their other plugins are already using. So Fluent Cart, Fluent Community, Fluent Form, and so on. So with now, they have using the same ecosystem in their lineup of apps. It's gonna be much easier to do changes that they need to do inside. They also promise a much faster on the back end. So we're gonna expect that and a much nicer UI. I think they also improve a lot in the reporting side, both in the automations and contact record. Now, other than that migration, they also, of course, now has the SMS feature built. You still need to integrate this with Twilio though, but with this, you could interact directly via SMS to your contact inside the platform. You don't need to go outside. You could track if they responded, you could reply inside the platform. These features, I already saw this from GoHighLevel before, even before the other CRM has implemented it. I think it was one of the key thing that I saw with GoHighLevel. That's why I said I think GoHighLevel is gonna be a very big CRM provider, bigger than Infusion's active campaign, because they were very aggressive in creating those functionalities that the community from Infusionsoft and active campaign were heavily asking in the past, but then they did not get it as soon as they wanted to. And then GoHighLevel entered the game, which did change the game. So now with the SMS integrated Influence CRM, this changed a lot because before, the way I treat Fluencer, it was kind of similar to Active Campaign, very simple linear flow, but lacking some of the stuff. I'm not sure what that stuff. I think it may be much easier UX, but that is how it felt to me before. But now with the SMS, of course, it improves a lot of the flow because now you can't just, it's not just email that you could send. You could also schedule SMS, which is great, right? Plus, you could manage it directly inside the platform. Other than SMS, they also changed their email builder. So it's now going to use Gutenberg. Of course, WordPress is Gutenberg. So you really need, if you're a developer inside your WordPress, you really need to start using Gutenberg on your editor. So that's why I think FluentCRM also migrated to using Gutenberg. They also added some widgets for products. They mention WooCommerce widget, but if you're using their native one, which is the Fluent Cart, I think it's gonna be much powerful in terms of the data and things that you could show because of course they control Fluent Cart, so they have more say with that. And again, the framework, it's not just about making things pretty because based on this screenshot, it does looks much prettier than before. They promise performance. So they said speed and stuff on the back end. And the automation side, you could now skip some steps if you need to for your contact, which is nice. And again, I really like the much simpler UX in here. And I think that's the main thing that they have changes in version 3.0 for Fluent CRM, which is great. Next, moving on is the LearnDash 5.0 versus Tutor LMS. Now, I remember recording a video before. Tutor LMS was kind of new when it popped up and I saw it and I just recorded a video. And then I remember saying that it seems like Tutor LMS is gonna be more aggressive in terms of building those features that the course builders are looking for compared to LearnDash. Because from the time that I recorded it, there were lots of features that I was hoping was available with LearnDash. But then, as an agency owner, I got, of course, more stuck with LearnDash because current clients that I'm working on is has already heavily invested with LearnDash. It's stable. We know how it works. We're familiar with database and stuff, and so on. Although their UX side, I'm not a fan of it, but it works. Plus, other platforms like BuddyBoss, they keep on creating integration with, example, LearnDash. So of course we have used more and more LearnDash and compared to Tutor LMS. I did try to promote it to use for some of our clients, but maybe but that by that time before there was no enough proof that Tutor LMS can also do what LearnDash can do. But right now I think Tutor LMS is very still very aggressive on their building this feature for that their community are requesting. So to be specific, right now, LearnDash, what they did is they have released some stuff on the back end, which is kind of hard to explain. But let me just so if we're gonna check the LearnDash update, it's more on security and foundation. So they have tightened some security stuff in here, and then they have fixed some PHP compatibility issue and so on. But on the back end, from what I have learned, is they are working on making their foundation like infrastructure so that in the future it works better with AI, something like that. I'm not really into the AI stuff on the back end yet. Still need to learn a lot, but I started studying it. But from what I understand is LearnDash is preparing to integrate AI soon, but of course they need to do something on the back end in terms in order for them to do that. So the REST API rewrites, they also need to fix some foundation before building those stuff. So in the engineering side, it is the right decision, but it's kind of hard to market because as a user, you don't see changes in the front end, which is what you're interacting every day, right? So like, why is the course builder still not doesn't have the better version and so on? But seems like Learn does has choose to work on the back end first before the front end, We also know that LearnDash was acquired by Stellar WP, which owns Cadence, iTeams, Events Calendar. So after those acquisition, I imagine the focus was also divided because they hold lots of departments now. It's not just LearnDash, right? They are now owned by Stellar WP, which is a liquid web. So of course, there are lots of things that's moving, but LearnDash is stable. So that's what we know. So that could also be why more of our clients are still want to continue using them, even though a competitor like Tutor LMS has marketed a lot. And if you're just gonna look at the release notes for this year alone, they have done like a lot. So what Tutor LMS did is they have break the needing to use other platform just for you to host your courses. So if you are gonna use Tutor LMS, they have their built-in e-commerce, their built-in membership, they have the guest checkout, they have the trials, they have their page builder, which is Droip. But to be honest, I could not recommend that based on my experience last few months, but maybe now they have updated that. I just haven't tried it again yet. My experience last time was not that ideal in terms of my experience with other page builder. But I'm gonna assume they've continued to work on it. So I'm gonna assume it became better than what I have experienced before. But they have their own page builder, and then they have their own gift feature and so on. And a lot of things has been done in the past year compared to LearnDash alone. So if Tutor LMS continues to be as aggressive as this, meaning they listen to their community, they listen that their community wants a much simpler platform. Like if they could just use Tutor LMS, example, let's just say they don't have the community feature, so maybe with BuddyBoss, but without WooCommerce. So meaning their website is gonna be much lighter. They don't need a much heavier web hosting platform. So it simplifies one more level, right? So with that, it simplifies the tech stack in comparison to LearnDash. You need a checkout platform like WooCommerce. But of course, WooCommerce is great. They have already built things that have been trusted by the community. But of course, we can't say that just because it is the longest one in the game, others like Fluent Cart is not gonna be as great as them. The Fluent Cart has a free version with a subscription on it. WooCommerce does not have one. So that's even that one alone, it's kinda a bummer. It seems like Tutor LMS competes with LearnDash and it's very aggressive. And just like Fluent Community, which is a competitor of BuddyBoss, they're also very aggressive in their development, which is great. So it's kind of lots of things are happening in the membership area, which is great. But of course, I think it's good because it made this developers think how can they do those stuff as well, or if they want to go into that path. Like example, if BuddyBoss want to be an all-in-one as well, because Fluent Community, they're kind of trying to be like that all-in-one community with the courses, kind of like school. So does BuddyBoss also want that? So example, do you like no more LearnDash, but of course they are heavily integrated with LearnDash already, so maybe not now. I'm not sure, but those I think with this aggressive developers like Tutor LMS and Fluent Community, this make those big teams like BuddyBoss and LearnDash think about what is their next step, which is great. I think competition is nice, right? Next is the circle. So we have already mentioned LearnDash versus Tutor LMS. Next is Circle. So Circle, to be honest, I haven't really used Circle for any of the projects that I've worked with. It's because most of the projects that I have worked with right now are more on WordPress, right? But I have identified this SaaS platforms, this outside WordPress community course builder like Circle, Kajabi, School, Teachable, and so on. I mean, I have recognized them, and I could say that they are also doing a lot of things that are great. I mean, I don't have anything negative to say about them because I don't have specific experience or long experience yet in this platform. But just based on their release, seems like because they are SaaS, just like Go High Level, they can control a lot of things on their own. So they could invest a lot of things on a specific feature that they think their community needs. And we all know that we are already in the AI era. Everything is AI, everything's kind of trying to automate things. So, of course, these platforms such as Circle is gonna lean more in that path, right? So with them, they have introduced AI boots. So AI boots and it's maximum of 10 per community, but you need to get the higher plan. But with that, they said that if you have those agents, which is again up to 10 per community, your knowledge is gonna be basically Circle is no longer just a community platform because of this. They are building an AI powered community operating system because those 10 customizable AI agent will train your content, but of course with human hands up because I know that there's some trigger that if this and that, then tag a human or something, an admin. Again, I haven't tried this yet, but if it's like that, meaning it feeds into your content. It knows a lot of your content. So, of course, it could handle those things that are especially repeatable things, right? The knowledge engine is what separates this from a ChatGPT widget in your website because with their AI agent, those agent knows again your courses, your discussions, your documents, which are contextual and not generic, like not from outside of your community. Those are within your community. The topics, information that they feed into those agents for your specific community is specific to your space, not from outside searches. So it's very targeted. Now, because of this, I think again, Body Boss, LearnDash, and so on. I think it could be why LearnDash is investing in infrastructure in the back end right now because they know that they really need to integrate AI soon. As well as Body Boss, I think they really need to start thinking about this. I'm not sure, maybe haven't seen a post somewhere. Body Boss, this WordPress platforms should start checking how they could integrate AI on their platform to make the flow easier for their user as well. Sure, you could feed, I think maybe if you're very technical, maybe you could feed your database in an AI or something. I think I saw other communities discussion doing that, but not everyone is that techy, right? For a normal or average user of WordPress and LearnDash, if they have access, to example, like the Circle AI boots that they can just communicate and feed in what they want, I think that's gonna make their daily activity easier. Now, other than this, Circle also is now scoring activities without leaderboards. So, meaning the gamification side, they're also working on that. So, I think Circle is doing something that a lot of platforms like Bodyboss, Fluent Community, and so on, in terms of AI side, should kind of check if they also need to do that. Next is Go High Levels. So Go High Level, they also release a text automation plus AI voice call. So what that means is they said you could build automation by just English plain instruction. That is for sure a game changer, especially if you know what flow are you trying to build. Now, using this AI automation stuff, I think you need to learn how to do the prompt properly in order for the automation to understand you properly. But I think platforms like Go High Level and Circle is gonna do something on the back end because of course their users are not all techy. They're gonna train their AI boots to understand more simpler instruction than a more developer prompt. Maybe it's just me. I kind of study how to do prompt properly with AI because I know it changes how it responded to you. But for this AI features that Circle or Go High Level are making, maybe they're making it simpler. I'm not sure, but they did integrate that features already, so you could create automation with just a plain English instruction. And they also have the AI voice call. I did saw this from the account, but I haven't tried this yet. So my opinion is limited. But having known that this is available inside Go High Level is again game changer. I already know that Go High Level is very aggressive in their development since they started, since I saw them before and I know they're gonna eat a lot of CRMs that I've been using before. And I already saw it. I mean, it's been happening already. It's happening already for a while. To be honest, a lot of our clients have migrated to Go High Level. A lot of people that I know who were in Fusionsoft is now in Go High Level. So you understand that Go High Level just make it their priority to build those features that the community needs and not just wait a lot longer than compared to other platforms. And of course, they win because they offer those features as soon as possible, even though it doesn't look that nice yet on the back end, in my opinion. But of course, they keep on continuously improving their UX UI. Plus, I don't think it's a priority, maybe, in their team. But anyway, you could still navigate, so it's still great, right? I think they're keeping things very simple on the UX UI on the back end when you use Go High Level. So with that, it removes maybe the friction from developer and just focus on developing the functions first rather than the design. If you know what I mean. Because if you compare this with other platforms like Active Campaign, Keep, and so on, they have heavily invested already in UX UI. But them, they focused on what's important first, provide or release that feature to the community, and allow the community to use those features as soon as possible. And one of that example is, of course, the AI features that they have been building. So if you want to check out UI level with how AI workflow works, they have full documentation here. I personally still need to learn a lot how exactly to use this. So I could not share yet more on this details. So here's the bigger picture. The membership ecosystem is splitting. SaaS platform are shipping AI fast. WordPress tools offers ownership and flexibility but are slower to innovate. The Fluent ecosystem is trying to be the bridge. I'm going to cover these updates every week now. So what changed, what it means for you, and what I do about it. I'm also building a free community in school where we discuss this together, building from the scratch courses for Body Boss, Go High Level, and the tools I use every day. It's early and you'd be one of the first in there, but that means you get to help shape what I build. If you want to learn more about it, link in the description below. Subscribe if you want to stay top of this space, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.